This is CNN.
Good evening. We want to make this night merry and bright. We're going to take a look at the best in Christmas entertainment. You'll hear some great music. You'll see the wonderful Patrick Stewart perform part of his one-man Christmas carol, and you'll watch me perform with the Rockettes. But we begin this edition of Larry King Weekend with the #1 form of entertainment this year, movies. And joining us, the #1 duo, the renowned reviewers Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. They're at our studios in Chicago. And they, of course, host the popular Siskel and Ebert weekend television show. And this is Roger's new book, Roger Ebert's Video Companion, the 1995 edition just out. So the obvious, Gene, is why don't you do one of these?
I've got a family I'd rather spend time with than a typewriter.
This is some compiling job, isn't it, Raj, to put this together?
It's a big job every year. The book just grows and grows. It has 170 more reviews in it from last year. And this year I just added up my titles. We reviewed, I reviewed, and I think we did on the show, something like 206 movies. They seem to be making more movies in Hollywood than ever before.
All right, it's Christmas time, Gene, and the big movie of the year, we'll be showing a little clip from this, not a voice on it, so we'll talk right over it, is the Santa Claus. Does it deserve its money?
Yeah, I think so, Larry. This is a pretty entertaining picture. It answers all the questions you have about how does Santa get down the chimney, kids' questions. It takes you into the elf workshop and all that. So I think kids are sort of wide-eyed when they look at it. I was pleasantly entertained. I think the star has some appeal and a marginal positive recommendation for me. Not great, but entertaining.
Roger?
Marginal thumbs down for me. I agree with Gene that Tim Allen apparently has really captured the imagination of people who go to see this movie. Personally, I thought Miracle on 34th Street was a better movie of the two, specifically Christmas pictures, and it did nothing at the box office, even after the studio offered a money-back guarantee. So the chemistry of movies is sometimes very mysterious. I really liked it better than the Santa Claus.
How do you explain Tim Allen? A television figure. He's not the funniest person in the world. I mean, he's a very nice guy. He's interesting, but you're not going to memorable anything about him.
You put your finger right on it. He is a nice guy. And in the Santa Claus, he is also perfectly suited to that role. And it's a good role for him. You know, they say in movies in particular, casting is half of the battle. If you get the right actor, if you get the wrong actor, you really have a problem, and he was not the wrong actor.
I think, Larry, his appeal is that he's willing to have fun at his own expense. And people, I think, find that kind of enjoyable to be with him in on the joke a little bit. He doesn't try to be totally in control all of the time.
Roger mentioned Miracle on 34th Street, Gene, and we'll see a little clip of that. Why didn't it do well?
You know, maybe I think people thought it wasn't a new picture in some way. In other words, it's a rehash. Certainly people are getting smarter, I think, about sequels and remakes. And I guess it didn't have any big stars in it to say that, you know, would get people to go that first week. Then when films are perceived of as damaged by not finishing high in the weekend polls of top grossing pictures, then people stay away. So that's why stars get the big bucks, to get you in your seat that opening weekend so they can trumpet it in the ads, #1 in America, or the best comedy or drama or thriller in America. That's what all this press attention on big box office the opening weekend is all about.
All right, Raj, is this time of year now, this week in here, this weekend, next weekend, the biggest movie time of the year?
It is not only the biggest movie time of the year, but in my opinion, it's too big of a movie time of the year.
Meaning?
I know for a fact that there are 12 movies opening in Chicago in the next 7 days, and that's in addition to all the films that have already opened, another 10 or so. Nationally, there are something like 25 pictures in release, either all across the country or in the big markets, and I think it's suicidal. I really think that the public, which is very busy but nevertheless wants to go to a movie at holiday time, can't be bothered to study that many titles, and some of these movies which are very good ones in many cases, are simply going to disappear. The studios should say, hey, wait, maybe a dozen pictures is enough for Christmas. Maybe we can save the others for February or March.
Larry, I'm going to give you an example of a picture that may very well get lost. This is really a great surprise, a good family entertainment, and I hope I haven't damaged the film by even calling it that phrase. And I'm thinking, the name of the picture is Little Women.
Yeah, we're going to see a clip from it in a while.
Well, Larry, this caught me totally by surprise. I went in there with no expectations. I had no idea of who the cast was, and it's quite powerful. Winona Ryder, Susan Sarandon plays the mom. Winona Ryder is Jo, the central woman of the Little Women.
But there's a bet that that's the kind that could get lost, right?
Gillian Armstrong is a wonderful Australian director. She did My Brilliant Career. She has a great feminine sensitivity. She makes films about strong women. This picture is not that much behind in quality than Age of Innocence, which also had Winona Ryder, done by Scorsese, again set in New York, 19th century. Very well done, thematically interesting, smart, adult, not a kiddie picture. It's a very good film. Of the family entertainments that I've seen for this season, Little Women's the best. I wonder what Roger thinks.
I agree with you about Family Women being a good picture. I was astonished that you felt that it was not very far behind in quality Age of Innocence, which I think is a great picture and was on my best 10 list.
Mine too.
Women would never make my best 10 list.
Hey guys, since you mentioned it, let's see a clip from it now. This is from Little Women.
I want to do something different. I have the most wonderful feeling about tonight. My book. Someone's publishing my book. Oh, I should have smelled Little Women.
Do you agree, Raj, that this picture will get lost?
Well, the emotional quality, I guess what I'm referring to is that the emotional quality of the potential relationships that might happen or not happen, it had the same impact on me as the relationships in...
But do you agree, Roger, with Gene, that it's a good movie that might get lost in all this swirl of movies?
It might get lost, or other movies might also get lost. There's a movie called IQ, for example, with Walter Matthau, in what I think is an inspired performance as Albert Einstein. And you know, Matthau usually goes for his Matthauisms. He has a way of walking that is so distinctive you can spot him from behind, and vocal mannerisms. This time he disappears into the character. He creates Albert Einstein very convincingly, and the cast is uniformly terrific, and the love story, I think, is a lot of fun, very warm-hearted. I hope that movie doesn't get overlooked.
We're going to take a break and come back, and we'll see some clips from Disclosure and Speechless and get more of the comments of Siskel and Ebert, the two best-known movie reviewers in the world. They host the very successful Siskel and Ebert television show, which is, of course, seen, I guess, in every market there is. We'll be right back.
Kennedy, the legend.
I suppose really the only two dates that most people remember where they were was Pearl Harbor and the death of President Franklin Roosevelt.
Kennedy, the leader.
I support strongly the Constitution. I support strongly the separation of church and state. I believe it's the best arrangement for our society, that I shall continue my devotion to the Constitution and support of it.
Kennedy, the man.
Well, I attended Harvard. I just finished there this June. I'm interested more or less in working sometime in my life for the government, but I haven't really decided as yet.
Time magazine proudly presents what must be considered one of the most comprehensive videos ever produced on the private life of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. This is his story, told in his own words and pictured in film clips, many never before seen by the public, taken from the archives of the Kennedy Library. In addition to these rare moments of film, Time magazine has searched its own picture archives to bring you the most complete picture story of Kennedy's life ever told. And now this collector's video can be yours, free, with your paid subscription to Time magazine. Time lets you focus on major events, politics, the arts, and social issues. If it's important to you, you'll find it in Time. Call now and you can get 25 issues of Time magazine for 3 installments of $9.89 each. That's almost 60% off the cover price, and we'll include this Kennedy video for free. Call now and you'll get even more. 30 years of history-making photos, a chronicle of the 60s, 70s, and 80s as our special thank you for acting promptly. So call right now and get great savings on Time Magazine, the remarkable Kennedy video, and the extraordinary book, 30 Years of History-Making Photos, free. Call now.
That, of course, Gene Kelly from the new Laserdisc. That's Entertainment Part 3. Easy to take, isn't it, Gene? That
Sure
kind of
is.
stuff.
You know,
Christmas
looking
gift.
at that picture, this is outtakes of stuff that didn't make it, and boy, that's a very good film. In the Laserdisc format, I'm glad to hear you mention that, Larry. If people really want to see movies at home, the best way that you can see them, it's on a Laserdisc machine. This is not a technology that's going to disappear. It's not obsolete. It's not the old RCA version that they had years ago on discs. It's the way Roger and I watch movies at home.
The Laserdisc is good, but you know, this disc is interesting, Larry, because the disc itself includes 14 scenes that were not in the movie. I mean, the movie is about scenes that were cut out of other movies, and then the disc gives you 14 additional scenes, including a couple of great scenes and some memories by Lena Horne, who, of course, is one of the great missing persons in Hollywood in the 40s because she was there, she was talented, and frequently her scenes were taken out of movies because of her race. Yes.
We're going to see a scene now from the hot movie so far around this time of year. Disclosure, let's watch, and then we'll get their thoughts.
There's a line for the 8 a.m. meeting tomorrow. If there's... Get down to business. Wait a second, Meredith. Wait a second.
There, was that so bad?
No, that's not so bad, but it's just...
Come on, while there's still a chance we might get caught.
Meredith.
Okay, Gene, what's your read on this?
Real bad picture, Larry.
Bad picture?
Bad, yes. In the sense that I think it would it'd like to be about sexual harassment. I don't think that's about it. I think it's what you just showed, which is basically one sex scene in a corporate techno thriller where I wasn't really thrilled by it. I didn't understand the motivation of some of the people in the picture. I thought it was selling Demi Moore's body, as you were with that clip selection.
What did you make of it, Raj?
I'm pretty much in agreement with Gene on this one. I was disappointed in it. Oddly enough, later, after having seen the picture and even after having written my review, I figured out that, in fact, she's not at all sexually attracted to him. What she wants to do is set him up for this harassment charge so that she can cover up her own incompetence with that assembly line. And so the sex scene is essentially gratuitous in that it's unnecessary, since she could obviously bring the false charge anyway. And now I have to go back and really rethink the entire picture, because I think that its screenplay is very badly confused, and I think audiences are rather confused by it. There's a plot that emerges at the end that I don't think one viewer in 50 could pass a quiz on.
Do you know why it's doing well?
It's not doing that well.
No?
I guess it's doing relatively well. It's based on a bestseller. It has a couple of very big stars in it. It has a controversial plot. And yet I think basically at the box office the studio has been a little disappointed by its performance.
Here we go again, Larry, into the box office question. How big is it?
Yeah, it doesn't make it good if it makes no money. It doesn't make it bad.
It would be the same picture if it grows twice as much or half as much. And I think that's really important. I think that if people are interested in this issue, this is not the picture to see. If people want to see Demi Moore's body, okay, you get to see great thigh, great breasts in one scene. And that's it. You're going to see, Larry, far more often. The 3D object that you're going to see far more often is the email logo on Michael Douglas's computer. So you better be ready to see that big E before you see a couple of D's, if you get my point.
Of course, I'm really into computers. I found the computer stuff in the movie just about the most interesting stuff in it. And Gene,
you know what? I almost believe him, Larry.
I know. Let's watch a scene from Michael Keaton's new one, Speechless.
Speechless. Ooh. What do I think about it?
Let's watch this scene.
You lied first.
First, this isn't grade school.
Actually, it is. You used me. You took the Mexico ditch. You never even heard of the damn ditch till I mentioned it.
Oh, of course. Excuse me. I didn't realize you had a copyright on a ditch. Great. Tell me what other forces of nature are strictly yours.
We are obviously not communicating. I will keep this simple in short syllables. I. B. This person in front of you. I do not. Not. The international symbol for no. I do not want you to come near me again.
Hey, wait a minute. So we're still on for midnight?
Written before Carville and Mary
But
Madeline.
you know what?
They claim it's not based on Carville and Madeline.
It should have been.
Michael Keaton, when I interviewed him, quoted you as saying that the two of them are deeply in love with each other, despite their political differences.
They are.
And of course, that's, in a way, the whole movie is a contrivance, because if you're a consultant for a different political party than your mate, it really means you have a great deal in common. You have your jobs in common, only your ideology is different. In some cases, even the ideology is malleable.
Good night, guys. Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. And when we come back, the cast of A Christmas Carol at Ford's Theater will perform some Christmas carols. Don't go away.